I'm Lolo Ganaike, and it's been a huge week in pop culture, so let's dive in, shall we? Up first, in solidarity with NFL players across the league, a number of celebrities took a knee this week. The cast of X-Files took a knee. Stevie Wonder took a knee. Even the cast of Star Trek Discovery took a knee. It's the most anyone's talked about bending a knee since this.
Bend the knee. Bend the knee.
Bend the knee. Bend the knee.
Bend the knee. Bend the knee.
Cardi B's track Bodak Yellow hit #1 on the Billboard charts this week. No female rapper has pulled this off since Lauryn Hill did that thing in 1998. Now, we're not sure what Cardi's initial reaction was upon hearing the good news, but we imagine it was something like this.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, as you know, Stranger Things is on the cover of this week's Entertainment Weekly, and season 2 premieres on October 27th. No word on when Millie Bobby Brown will pop up on the show, but she did pop up behind me at the Emmys last week. Here's the cast of Stranger Things breaking down how to survive the upside down.
My best tips for surviving in the upside down is there are no tips. You're screwed.
Goodness gracious. If you're in there,
be smart. Think before you do. Be Rambo. Get your bandana, your slingshot, and everything, and be prepared.
Wear a nice protective yellow suit.
No place is warm, but just warm up somewhere.
Always bring protection.
it's good to know somebody.
Good to know somebody. Good to have a friend.
Good to have a friend.
Find friends. Don't go in alone.
Exactly. I don't know because I haven't been in it. Go to Will for that one. Go to Will.
Stay confident, always run away from the Demogorgon, and never give up.
And we'll be right back with more show. Welcome back. I'm here with the star of the new show, Tim Star, Tim Roth. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, you enjoying the view?
I can't see it because my back's to it, but yeah. Yeah, oh, there it is. It's very nice.
So can we talk about Tim Star?
Okay.
It's beautiful, takes place in Canada. You play a sheriff who decides to move his family from the UK to Canada to get away from his baggage-filled past.
Yeah.
What more can you tell me?
It is a fact that British policemen do that because it's still the Commonwealth. So you've got, you know, the Queen's on the money, and so you can get a job out there. And if you've had enough of what you've been doing, urban police work or undercover work, which is what my character does, you can get a place, you can get a job in a small town in the middle of nowhere where the most that you'll see is a sort of, you know, a bar fight or you'll do parking tickets or whatever. There's nothing happening.
Now, what made you want to be a part of this project?
I wasn't looking for a television show particularly, but they sent me the first 3 episodes, and I was wary of it because I'd been down the TV road before, but only in a kind of network thing that was standalone episodes on Lie to Me, which was just each one was its own little drama. This was the idea was it was a flowing drama, and so that is intriguing. And then when I read the first episode with what happens at the end, or you know, in the last third of the episode of the first episode, I thought, oh, how are they going to get out of this one? I felt that if I was hooked, then with a bit of luck, we could get the audience hooked and take it with us. And so I thought, oh, I'll have a crack at it.
And how did you prepare to play this character? Did you go full method? Did you hang out
No, I
with?
don't do any of that.
You don't do any of that?
I'm back to the hotel. No, I met some purely by chance. We were filming and we were just loafing about waiting for them to be ready on camera. And these cops came up and they started talking to us, and they were English. And I was telling them, okay, this is what we're doing. And they went, oh, I did that.
Really?
And it is quite a common thing it would appear that, yeah, when they've had enough, you get out completely.
Gotcha.
But it's almost like being in the witness protection program in a way, because you can't be where the bad things were,
Yeah.
because you were part of the bad things if you were undercover. So
You got to get out completely.
you have to really get gone. Yeah.
There's a lot of wildlife in this show. Any encounters with animals off camera?
The bears. Yeah, the bears come. Given a safety meeting generally every morning.
You're given a what? Everyone?
Safety meeting on
Safety
set,
meeting.
how to deal with bears, and everyone has their own theories. Because they're going to come, especially if they're in foraging mode, they come to the set because there's food. And the other one that they tell you about is the mountain lions. They say, always check the trees, always look up. The tourists get killed because they're looking at the view that way. But the cats are in the tree and they'll just go thunk and they'll eat you.
Can we talk about Mr. Orange and Reservoir Dogs, please?
Okay.
How did you first encounter Mr. Quentin Tarantino, and how did you end up being in the first film that he directed?
I got the script first. My agent sent me the script, and when I was within 20 pages of going, I want to be in this.
Really?
It's so beautifully written. It's so keenly and intelligently written, and it's also very funny. When I met with him, I had an issue with auditioning. I can't audition. I'm crap at it. I'll meet with anybody, but I won't read. And I figured I got enough films behind me that they could just look, and if they didn't like my acting, then they could not hire me. So I wouldn't read for him when I met him.
And did he take offense to that? Did he think?
No, he tried to persuade me, and Harvey Keitel was with him, and he tried to persuade me, and I wouldn't do it because it's like a father-son relationship. It's very important for him. And I wouldn't. Then they took me to a deli, and bought me a sandwich and a beer. And we all sat there, and I still wouldn't do it. And then
they tried to bribe you with a beer and a sandwich.
Yeah. And then me and Quentin, Harvey had to leave, so me and Quentin went to a pub that I knew down by where I lived because I couldn't drive. So I had to get him to give me a ride, and then we had some more, and then he started to write the script out on beer mats, and then we went to the 7-Eleven and got some more beer, went back to my flat, and proceeded to read the entire script, that's where the script was, every part in it about 10 times because we were hammered by then, and that's how I got the job. So basically he got me drunk.
You've worked with a number of colorful characters, Tarantino, David Lynch, Tim Burton. Of those three, who is the most colorful?
Quentin.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, Tim's mad as a plank, but kind of great. David Lynch, and I'd never worked with him before. He just kind of, again, it was one of those things, do you want to be in Twin Peaks? Yes. So there was no, and you don't know where you're going to figure. And then he sends you some pages and you just do them. But he is he's a fanatic and writes books about transcendental meditation. And so I found, at least for me, when we're on set, it to be a very, very calm and chill atmosphere, very interesting and absurd, but also kind of just calm, very, very, very chill.
I read somewhere that you once thought your career would be over by the time you hit 50.
I thought a little bit earlier, I have to say. I just thought people would get bored with me.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. I was quite bored with myself. And so you kind of go. And then things changed. I mean, you never, and I think part of the reason for me is it's because I don't have a plan of any kind. And I think, so I go, I'll do a TV show. That's fun. Or I'll do, something like Twin Peaks will come up and you'll do a week, on that. And things just chop and change and they remain interesting. And so people kind of remain interested, I hope. So I thought maybe mid-40s it would fade out. And then I thought I would it would force me down the director road, which is where I want to go anyway.
Okay.
And so I thought that's what I would be doing, but people kept asking, so I showed up.
Mr. Tim Roth, thank you so much for being here, and you can stream Tin Star on Amazon right now.
Nobody ever robs restaurants. Why not? Bars, liquor stores, gas stations. You get your head blown off sticking at one of them. Restaurants, on the other hand, you catch with their pants down.
Welcome back. I'm here with the actor and singer who plays Tori Ash on my favorite show, Empire, Rumer Willis. Welcome, Rumer.
Thank you so much.
All right, season 4 is about to start, and not everyone's as caught up on the show as I am. What do we need to know before we watch these new episodes?
Well, I'm going to try and get everyone up to speed on what's going on with the Lion family, and I thought we could do a little thing called The Truth About Lion.
Ooh, I like that. The Truth About Lion.
Yeah.
Very clever, Rumer, very clever.
Yeah, you know.
All right, let's start with Cookie Lion. Taraji P. Henson plays her wonderfully. Cookie Lion, what's going on with Cookie?
Cookie is obviously trying to figure out how to deal with running the Empire because Lucius has lost his memory, and so she's really getting a chance to kind of deal with everything. And it's hard because as much as I think the power struggle between her and Lucius was so difficult and she always did want to be acknowledged and be in charge, I think not having their leader is a bit difficult, and not having the head of the family as well.
And she still loves him.
Exactly.
She still loves him. All right, Jamal Lion. He's out of rehab, appears to be okay,
Yeah.
post-PTSD after being shot. What's going on with Jamal?
Well, he's in love, he's got a new relationship, and my character, Tori, is also trying to kind of rekindle the friendship that we have that I kind of blew up last season by going over to Lucius's team. And also, again, I think everyone in the family is kind of just dealing with the fact that Lucius doesn't remember who he is.
Right. All right, so Lucius doesn't remember who he is. What else is going on with him? He has amnesia, and what else? Is he still as devious as ever?
Well, he only really remembers, you know, kind of this other version of himself. And the kind of power-hungry Lucius that everyone has, I think, come to have a love-hate relationship with, doesn't really exist for the moment. And so how do you run a company that's been built on that person and that leader if he's not around?
True. Oh, sounds ominous.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, Hakeem Lion. He's got his baby back, right?
Yes.
But it looks like he may double-cross the family. What's going on?
I think with Hakeem, it's a lot of dealing with, you know, his baby, his relationship. As we saw kind of how Tori left off last season, there was kind of throuple situation going on, and so there's the fallout of that with me, with Tiana, and trying to manage all of that at the same time.
Yeah, that got a little spicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every once in a while. I mean, it is Empire.
It is Empire. Never a dull moment on Empire. Okay, Andre.
Andre, I think, is trying to cover up. We left him off last season, obviously. You know, he was the one that kind of created the whole situation and betrayed his dad. And so I think it's hard with Andre because I think he always feels a bit separate from the family. And so I think it's trying to figure all that out, feeling a bit hurt that I think no one really seems to kind of pay attention to what is going on with him. And again, I really think the entire Lion family is just figuring out how to deal with everything that's going on with Lucius and their leader being gone.
And let's talk about your character, Tori.
Yeah. Tori is, again, like I said, trying to apologize and make amends for a lot of the things in her behavior from last season. And I think it's hard because once you break that trust with people, they don't want to give it back to you so easily. But I think she's just trying to navigate her sobriety and being a rock star and kind of trying to make music and figuring out where she fits in the Lion family.
Now, who'd you base that character on? Were there people celebs in real life that you looked to help you shape that character of Tori?
She really is, I think, she's Empire's, I think, kind of version of Amy Winehouse, to say the least, which, you know, for me was kind of a dream come true to be able to play a character like that.
And you actually sing.
Yeah.
You're not lip syncing.
Nope. No one really lip syncs on the show. I think that's one of the best parts of the show is that it's all real musicians who are coming in and singing.
Thank you so much for the info, Rumer. Season 4 of Empire airs Wednesdays at 8 on Fox. I recently caught up with a TV veteran, Pamela Adlon, and we took a walk down memory lane, a real wild walk down memory lane. Take a look. I'm here with Better Theme star Pamela Adlon, and we are Couch surfing.
What's gonna happen?
I don't know. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm excited.
You are?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Okay, first up.
Oh my God. Hey!
Hey!
Come on, everybody, gather round. I'm gonna show you how to knock 'em down. When I'm on the ball, oh my God. Michelle Pfeiffer had fallen off a porch. That's why she's wearing those sunglasses, because she had a black eye and cut.
No way.
Yes.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. Look, I was so excited to have the lane in between my legs. I was like, oh my God. And they also gave us all pink and black bowling balls, and somebody stole mine.
What? Who does that? Okay, this.
Oh God.
When I saw this clip,
gonna
I
die.
screamed because I so remember this episode. Ready?
All right, you
Oh,
hold
Jesus.
it right there. What do you think you're doing? Browsing? You browse with your eyes, not your hands. Son of a gun! That must have fallen right off the shelf and into my jacket.
Listen to my voice. It's like I sucked helium. This is like sitcom stuff from the 80s.
Yeah. So that character's Blair. This is Joe Polnicek. You play Joe Polnicek's kid from the, friend from the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you go method for that? Were you stealing around town just to get
guess
into character?
I sold crack on the Bronx Zoo and was called into Ed Asner's office. Principal. It's bad.
Oh my God. Okay, we gotta keep on surfing.
Oh my
you
God.
ready? Don't steal
Okay.
my remote control, by the way, girl.
I
I'm
won't.
watching you.
I know.
All right.
Marie! Bobby, what are you doing?
Hurry!
Who were those guys? Why were you dancing with all those guys?
He's so
Bobby
sad.
So this voice won you an Emmy.
Yes.
How did you go about creating this?
I don't know. It was one of those things, I just winged it because they didn't give me a heads up when I auditioned for it. It was just like, okay, here he's a 12-year-old boy from Texas. And I was like, I should have watched Badlands last night or something like that. So I had no prep, but
Can you give me a little Bobby right now?
You know, Lola, I think you're a beautiful woman. And I'm so happy to be sitting here in the EW studios. I said good day, Sheriff.
All right. We're about to get lucky, girl. Are you ready?
Oh, I remember this episode.
Yeah. He spent the money on a Frankenstein figurine.
He bought that, you know.
Is that Frankenstein? Did you pay for that thing?
$300.
Oh, Jesus! He originally wanted it to be a Nixon doll.
Oh, really?
And the network changed it to
Frankenstein.
He changed it to Frankenstein because they were like, we don't get Nixon.
Wait, so when did you meet him? How did you two begin collaborating together? What makes it work? Because clearly you guys make television magic.
I auditioned.
You did?
Yeah, I auditioned for the show. And, you know, it was like, I read the script and I thought, oh God, somebody put a camera in my brain, in my house. You know, a lot of people just couldn't believe what we were saying and doing.
Yeah.
And they couldn't believe that we were going there and pushing these envelopes and without any kind of filter. And it was just, you know, I felt like we were doing God's work. I mean, we were way too soon. And I knew it, that it wasn't, people weren't going to be quite ready for it. But when we were doing it, the audience were just throwing down. They were going crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, you're aware that once you say I do, it's going to be you and those baby arms for the rest of your life.
Look at my tits.
Perfect.
Jesus Christ.
Standing at attention. Your character delivered some of the filthiest lines ever. Do
I
you
was
have
the
a
female
favorite?
Hank.
You were the.
This is the best. Lola.
Yes.
This is an exclusive
I'm ready.
for you.
Give it to me. I'm
Okay,
ready.
We're shooting, and me and Natasha are outside the room, and we're supposed to walk in on David and Evan with this lady. Evan is in between her legs, having a food meal or something. We open the door, me and Natasha, and we were like, and then she sees, you know, all the humanity that's going on in the room. And we leave the room, and she walked around the corner, and she looked at me, and she goes, oh my God. And she sat in a chair, and she goes, oh God, we're doing porn. we're doing a porn. I was like, yes! Just another day at the office. Punch the time card, bitches.
I wouldn't mind having one of these in my house.
Nooses of neon.
I mean, what even is neon? It looks like liquid.
What it is, it's an inert gas that...
He bores me.
She's like, I can't.
Paul Kessner, our DP, he started saying, you know what neon is? It's an inert gas. And we're like, oh, we're putting that in the scene.
And I am just now starting to realize that I am going to be like 18
Oh, I love this scene.
in 2 years. And it's like, I already blew it.
You know, honey, I felt exactly like that when I was your age. And when I was 20. And this morning.
We wanted to do this scene because, you know, it's that it takes a village feeling. You know what I mean? And everybody's there.
There are also moments that I imagine you look at things you see in your life and you're like, that's just great material. That's just great material. Like,
well, it never stops.
Right.
You know, at a certain, I have a cap right now. I have enough material.
We do.
I really do. My mother comes over and I'm like, don't talk. No more talking.
But she lives like next door, right?
Next door. Literally, I can sometimes not even look up at my mom because I'm writing down things she's saying.
And then you just use it verbatim.
Yeah.
How do they feel about that? How do your loved ones feel about being mined for material?
They sometimes go, Mom, that's me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bitch, no, that happened to me in 8th grade. It's not you. It's so rude. But,
bitch, you don't know my life.
Yeah, you don't know me. That's my purse.
You wrote and you directed every episode this season?
Well, I wrote them with Louis and I directed every episode.
What is it like for you to collaborate with someone who's so like-minded?
You know, when you share a common language with somebody, it's just the most amazing thing, especially if you're writing.
Yeah.
Like in a writer's room, if you have 20 people working on the same project, you have to, like, you would have to honor everybody and everybody's idea. We're lucky because we get to be the only voices in our show.
Pamela, we gotta go.
We do?
That's it. We gotta surf on out of here.
Oh my God, you didn't get the Jeffersons, you didn't get Night Court, you didn't get Boston Legal.
What?
Oh my God.
We're gonna have a round 2.
What about all the failed pilots? Come on.
We're gonna have a round 2.
Let's do a reel.
This is just the beginning. You come
You're
up with
so
the list
sweet.
and we'll make it happen.
Anyway.
It's been a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for being here. Better Things airs Thursdays at 10
This is how you do
on
it.
FX. That was
Your hand in
awesome.
your pants.
That was awesome. Welcome back. Our executive editor, Carla Sasenko, recently sat down with Eddie Izzard, Ali Fazal, and Shrabani Basu to talk about the new film Victoria and Abdul. And they were downright royal. Take a look.
Thanks, Lola. I'm here with 2 of the stars and the writer of Victoria and Abdul, Eddie Izzard, Ali Fazal, and Shrabani Basu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Shrabani, tell us about, first of all, the story of Victoria and Abdul and how you uncovered it.
Well, it took 4 years and a lot of curiosity. That's what started me off. But I wanted to know who this chap was. Like, I could figure out from these portraits and photographs of his that he's somebody quite special. And there wasn't enough. And then I heard that the letters had all been burnt. So that made me even more curious. If they're burning the letters, there's something in there.
So you had seen pictures of Abdul and knew about his friendship with Queen Victoria.
I saw his portraits, that's it. And I knew he's somebody quite special because he's not a servant. He was meant to be a servant. And you don't have so many portraits of a servant.
Right.
And especially not in your bedroom.
For sure, yes.
So that was a starting point. And then, of course, I said, well, what do I do? So I said, go to the top. So I went to Windsor Castle, and I asked to see her journals. And then I asked to see her Hindustani journals, which are these journals in Urdu, where she learned. I thought it would be a little exercise book. And this lady got in a trolley with 13 volumes.
Oh my God.
So I was there for a long time. And well, that really brought the relationship alive for me.
So Ali, let's talk about your character. So Victoria, obviously, we should mention, is played by Dame Judi Dench, amazingly. What you have, a very extensive background in Bollywood. This is a big Hollywood movie for you. What was it like, and what was it like playing against Judi Dench?
It just doesn't get better.
Yeah.
Doesn't get better. I mean, it's Stephen Frears, it's Judi Dench, Eddie Izzard, Michael Gambon, Tim Pigott-Smith, the whole lot. And then I walk in, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to really, really up my game and sort of keep up.
Yeah.
But also, I love that there was this honest relationship that Judi and I sort of began on. I remember walking in day one. We met for lunch. It was almost like an Indian arranged marriage setup. It's literally the parents are sitting, somewhere there, and both of us are in this lovely countryside restaurant. And she just gave me the warmest hug. I just remember the warmest damn hug.
That's nice.
And it was just easy after that.
So to talk about your character a little bit, not quite as warm, let's say.
I am
for some
I
Bertie.
played Bertie, who becomes King Edward VII after the death of Victoria. Monarchy did this thing where you'd have one name and then you become a king under another name. I don't know what.
I was going to ask you about that, actually. Okay, so you don't know either. All
Yeah,
right.
the whole of our country goes, I don't know. In fact, I think half the monarchy is going, I don't know, where do we do this? Well, it just should have become King Bertie, you'd think. But no, I don't know. But it's a story of love across this great divide. I play someone who wants to be king. My mother is the king. She seems like she's slowing down. She's eating herself to death. And then this guy comes along and gives her a new lease of life for probably an extra 10 years of life, in actual fact. And I hate him because of it. Because surely I'm going to get the hat, I'm going to get the gear, I can swan around. This is not a really nice guy, Bertie. He's had sex all across Europe with lots of people who are not his wife. Had a chair built for himself,
and I get
which you can Google online.
I know.
Look for it. You get, you've got
Yes,
it.
I mean, you go around doing that. I'm the one with the clap.
How come?
Abdul. No.
Yes, Abdul Karim. Yes. But Judi's great because it is a Queen Lear of a role. It is just so good. If she's not nominated, I will eat my hat. I don't have a hat, but it's that good. And I watched her because I was looking for any hint of anything. It's just so watchable. If she's still, if she's angry, if she's depressed, when she's dancing, I have to play Little Miss Buttercup from Pinafore, and I had to learn it badly so that I could make sure it came over like it was like a party piece that Bertie had learned. And then she's la da 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 da, and actually Stephen got it set really high, so it was really at the top of Judi's range, so that she could hardly reach the notes. And then they're dancing away, and she just seems totally in love.
Yeah, it's interesting that you put it that way. Do you think they were in love?
Yeah.
Because Queen Victoria liked a strong 6-foot man standing next to her, taking care of her. That was the profile of John Brown. John Brown dies 4 years later. Enter Abdul Karim.
I mean, it's some sort of...
And he, takes her into Wonderland, really.
It's an embrace. It's about embracing each other, and that's what it was. I mean, one of the letters I remember, in your journal, in the journal, and she signed off as, "Will the Queen misses her Munshi? Come back, hold me tight." There was also, I mean, this respect that they had. It was just so mutual that I almost want to say it was spiritual.
That's one of the things that's so interesting about this movie, because it is heartbreaking in a lot of ways, and it is a drama, but there's actually a lot of humor.
But not from me. Yeah, if you notice, there's zero tracking from me. I've even got one line which I thought was my one funny line. I quite often have one funny line, and no one's laughing at it.
Which line?
This line is, "You can't take a Muslim to Florence." Now, I think it's funny.
I laughed.
Well, no, but no one in the audience does.
It sounds like
but I think it's funny because it doesn't make any
ridiculous.
sense. Not because of, just because it seems bonkers. It's a bonkers line.
It's a good line to talk about because race and class are so integral to this story. It feels like it's even though it's very much a period piece, it feels very resonant for right now.
Well, we're seeing it all around us, aren't we? I mean, we're divided on race, class, religion in UK, in US, in India, everywhere. And it's also quite important for Indians and British Asians living in Britain to know that Queen Victoria learned Urdu.
Yeah.
It gives them something to, some stake in this whole Victorian history as well, because they'd been sort of wiped out from it. So I think it's important at several levels.
Was it tempting to just break out into a James Bond accent and talk to Judi Dench like that sometimes?
She actually, her phone has got ba-da, 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 da-da, really loud on her phone. So when it rings, it just goes off the James Bond theme, kicks out at force 10 from Never Own. It really is loud, which is fun.
That's so cool.
She is cool.
She's cool. Like, what's your coolest Judi Dench story from the set?
Sorry, I'm just going to say this again.
Go on.
She pulls out a fidget spinner.
No.
She pulls out a fidget spinner.
Really?
This tiny fidget spinner. She actually, yeah.
Grandson Sam.
She owns a fidget spinner.
My one was dancing to Ray Charles' track, What I Say, in the makeup track, having just de-rigged, because I put on a lot of weight and I had to have a lot of clothes I was wearing and everything. And once I got all that off and she's got everything that she was wearing off, and I was dancing to this Ray Charles, I just had it playing on my iPhone, and then she starts dancing as well. And I realized this was a teenage girl I'm dancing with, because she's in touch with that. She's still, that's her chassis, as a young girl who can play a woman who's lived a life, but can also play light, young, old, everything, all those emotions she can get to. But we were just dancing away in the makeup track.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Victoria Abdul is in theaters in New York and LA September 22nd and everywhere October 6th. Welcome back. Actor Adrian Grenier stopped by recently with a message that didn't suck. You'll know what I mean in a second. Check it out.
Hey everyone, I'm Adrian Grenier, and I'm here to talk to you about something that sucks. Plastic straws. 500 million of these things are used in the US every day, and it's polluting our oceans and killing sea life. And chances are, you use plastic straws, which means you suck. Here are some simple ways to stop sucking in this segment called Better Straw Alternatives. Here's a simple one. The sip. Cut out the middleman and put your lips directly to the drinking apparatus. It's fun, easy, and no wildlife gets hurt. Really, the whole point of a straw is that it brings liquid from the vessel to your mouth. Well, there are other ways to do that. Gary, get over here. Get me some water. The ultimate straw, man. Gary, Ray's is coming, I promise. You know you're at the movies and you want to sip your beverage. Instead of using a straw, use licorice. And if you're not a sweet tooth, hollow out a Slim Jim. Does the same thing. So when you see someone using a plastic straw, stop them and say, if we don't act now, before 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. True story. And the only solution is to stop sucking. Then again, I can't really endorse you approaching strangers. A simpler option is to check out strawlessocean.org and the Lonely Well Foundation and see how to get involved. Be good, stop sucking, take care.
Thanks, Adrian. You're one tall drink of water. Now that's our show. Thanks to all my guests. Don't forget to grab the Stranger Things issue of Entertainment Weekly on newsstands now and at EW.com. Bye.